Hello everyone, this is Raj. Welcome to the world of Salesforce. Today is the day 57 class where we are going to discuss object relationship mapping, right? Object relationship and mapping. So what is this? So here we are having different steps here. So that means how we are going to use the Salesforce objects inside a Apex class. Right? So till previous class we have discussed how we are going to use the primitive data types, right? So integer, boolean, date, all these things we have used. So how to use this Salesforce objects? Let us take one example here. Okay. So I'm having a custom object. Let's say the custom object be customer underscore C. This is my custom object, right? So in this custom object, it is nothing but a table, right? So this custom object is nothing but known as a table. We can, right? Normally it is known as a table. And we have created a tab. So for this custom object, it is known as table. What is the table name here? Customer underscore C. And we have created a tab for this table. What is the tab here? Which is nothing but a user interface. Tab is nothing but a user interface. Right? It is customers. Right? In the plural form, we are, right? We are providing in the plural form. And here we are providing business logic as well. Whenever any table is created inside the Salesforce, right? Whenever we have created a custom object inside the Salesforce, right? So automatically one business logic that is in the form of class has been created inside the Salesforce. So which is in the name of customer underscore C, right? So this ORM, object relationship mapping, transforms each Salesforce object in the form of a class. Hope you understand now what is this ORM means. Right? What this ORM is doing inside the Salesforce object relationship mapping. So whenever you have created any custom objects, right? This particular ORM transforms each Salesforce object. It may be a standard object, it may be a custom object in the form of a class, in the where the object name and the class name should be similar. See here, what is the object name? Customer underscore C. What is the class name? Customer underscore C. So not only custom objects, let us say standard object account is there, right? So account. So object is account. So automatically the ORM transforms the account into a class, which is with the similar name account, right? So account object will be transformed a class into account, right? So that means by default system is creating this particular class public class. What is the class name here? Account. Or we can say customer underscore C for standard object and for the custom object, like this. Right, inside this class members will be there. Class members will be there. Right, we are not going to create this class. So by default, whenever any object is there inside the Salesforce, right, for standard objects it is there already. So for custom objects, whenever we have created custom objects, so automatically this type of class is getting created inside the Salesforce. Public class account inside this class members. Public class customer underscore C for custom objects. So and inside this class members, right? So like this lead object, contact object, public class lead inside this class members. Like this, ORM is going to transform each, right? Each Salesforce object in the form of a class, right? So this is the step one. ORM, this is the step one in the ORM, right? What is the step one here? It transforms each object in the form of a class, right? This is the duty of this ORM. Now coming to this step two, come down. So now what will be the step two here? Okay. Step two. each field inside the object. Got it? Each field. So for object, let us say for account object or custom object, let's say customer underscore underscore C. Two examples I am taking here. So in the account object, we are having some of the fields, right? Name is there, industry is there, rating is there, right? Like this, we are having some of the fields inside this account object. Like in the customer object also, name underscore underscore C, age underscore underscore C, right? Like this, we are having some of the fields inside this object. So each field inside an object, okay, will be represented in the form of a variable inside the class, right? So this is a class, right? These are all objects. So each object is transformed into a class with the same name. So this is the step one, right? And each field is transformed here. Each field is transformed in the form of a variable inside the class. So these are known as variables, industry, rating, right? All these are variables. Here, all these are fields. Like the same way for the custom objects also, right? All these are fields here. And coming to the class, these are known as variables. Name underscore underscore C, age underscore underscore C. All these are variables. Now you understood, right? So like this, system is going to define. This is the duty of this object relationship mapping, ORM. Right? Each field inside an object will be representing in the form of a variable inside the class. Okay? So like this. Okay? Inside this. So what I said here, so public class account, inside this some class numbers will be there, right? So class numbers and business logic also it is there. No, we are not writing any business logic here. So by default, some of the methods are predefined inside this class. So these classes are defined by the Salesforce only, right? Account or customer, custom objects, all these are defined by the Salesforce. And inside this business logic, there are a few methods are there, right? These are the two steps are doing by the object relationship mapping, ORM. Right? That is the duty of this ORM. Okay. Now inside this, along this variable, right? This ORM is also doing one more step here. ORM is also preparing not only preparing the variables and class, it also preparing the business logic as well. That means inside this it contains 10 methods, right? ORM is also preparing 10 methods. The first one is save. Second one, quick save, right? Cancel. These are the methods, right? These are the methods, and inside these logics, we are not going to touch anything, right? All these logics and classes are and variables are all defined by this ORM only. ORM is going to prepare all these things, right? Just we are going to use this save wherever you want. We can use this quick save, cancel. Like for example, in the UI screen, if you see this, go to here, go to any object, account, open any one of the account. See here, when you click on this edit. So if you come down, see save button is there, cancel button is there. So how this button, who written these logics? We have not written any logic. When I click on the save button, why it is going to the database? When I click on this cancel, why it is canceling and coming back to the screen, right? So these are the whatever the business logic I have not written, right? So from the Salesforce side, this ORM feature is going to prepare all these methods. The save is one method, and inside this some logic is there. What is the logic? So whenever anyone click the save button, it should save in the database. Whenever click on this cancel button, it should come back to the normal screen, right? So whenever any object is created or any fields are created, so it is going to convert those fields and objects into a class and variables. And inside this, it is going to prepare 10 methods. Okay. So cancel and delete, right? And first and next, these are all the methods. Okay. Last, where you are going to see all these things. So if you want to prepare any view of pages or any component or other components, if you want to design a page, so directly you can use this first method. If you are working on this account object, so directly you can use this first method, right? So it will be redirect to the first page. Let me show you here. For example, so let me show you in classic version so that you can clearly understand here. See, account object. If you come down, go to all accounts. Come and see here. So this is the first page. See, arrow marks indicates. So this is the previous page, next page, first page, and the last page. Right? This double arrow mark indicates the first page, and here double arrow mark indicates the last page, and single arrow mark indicates the next page, and the back arrow indicates the previous page. Here four actions are there. Right? Four actions are there. Right? So all these four actions, I have not written any logic here. So this ORM is going to prepare for us. Right? So whatever when I click on this next button, why it is going to the next page? When I click on this double arrow button, so it is coming to the first page. Like this. Okay? So first, next, last, what is the next one? Previous. Okay? First, last, next, previous. Okay? And has previous and has next. So these are all the features, methods given by the ORM. ORM is going to prepare these 10 methods for every object. Right? Not only for the standard object, for every custom object also, it is going to prepare these 10 methods by default. So no need to write again and again logic. Right? Directly we can use if you want to use this save button. That means whenever click on this save, so it should save the record in the database. So directly you can use this save, cancel, delete, quick save, first, next, last. Like this you can use directly. Hope you understand, right? So each Salesforce objects, right, will be represented in the form of a class. So object name is account and the business logic class name will be account, like the customer. So by using these business logic classes, we can interact with the particular associated objects. Right? Customer is there. So object is this account and class is this account. So by using this, what business logics are written in this class. Right? By using this class, we are going to interact with this object. By using this class, we are going to interact with this object. Right? We can manage the records like saving, updating, creating, deleting, all these things. We can manage the records inside the object. We can perform all DML operations. Right? All DML operations we can perform by means of this class to operate object. Okay? So how we are going to create records inside an object? Okay? So see here. Let me show you. Go back to the screen. Go to the developer console. Right? Now, developer console. Directly I'm opening execute anonymous window because directly the initial the Apex class is there. No need to write Apex class. Right? Like the previously we have written some of the Apex classes. Let's see employee details, product details we have written. And in order to access this, we have created an object in the execute anonymous window. Right? So I have assigned some values from the execute anonymous window. In the previous class, we have covered this. So now I am opening anonymous window. Directly in this anonymous window, I am going to access the account class. So for this account class, so what is the, you need to create an object, right? In order to access the particular class, we need to create an object. Right? How to create an object? Class name. So class name is the account. Right? So because if you want to use the custom objects, yes, you can use the whatever custom object, doctor underscore C. So directly we can use this object name. Right? This ORM transforms object name into the class name. Right? Both are same. Object name and the class name are both are same. So class name and object name. Some, let us say ACC equals to dynamic memory allocation. So in the yesterday's and the previous class we have covered this topic, right? So how to create an object, what is a class, all these things. So again class name. Okay. Now ACC dot object dot, right? What are the variables? So what are the variables? Right? What are the variables? In the object, whatever the fields are there, those are nothing but the variables. So ORM transforms the fields into variables. Right? So ACC dot name is equals to Apex test account. Right? ACC dot rating equals to hot. Okay. ACC dot industry equals to finance. Okay. So these data types are already we have defined while creating a fields, right? So name is a string, rating is a string, industry is a string, right? So annual revenue, it is an ACC dot annual revenue. Some decimal, right? Annual revenue equals to decimal. So 49 something. Okay. Or some integer data type this is. Okay. ACC dot active. So if you don't know this variable's name means, so those classes, whatever the ORM transforms the classes, we cannot see those classes. Then how can how can I identify these variable names? Right? Without the class, how can I identify? So already we are having object, right? So object name is nothing but if you go to setup, object manager, account. If you see here, this is the class name, right? This is the class name, API name. Got it? So this is the class name. And coming to this fields and relationship, these are nothing but variables. We cannot see the class defined by the ORM. It is just going to transfer in the backend. In the backend, it is going to transform all these variables and prepare these 10 methods. But we cannot see this logics, all those things. Right? We cannot see those logics. So if you want to use this, just use those 10 methods. And if you want to use the variables, go to the account object and whatever the fields are there. So all these are nothing but variables. See active. Copy this. Go back. Paste it here. Like this, check annual revenue also. Annual revenue copy. Paste it here. These are the variables. Industry. Okay. Industry. Copy. Paste it. That's it. Okay. See name. Copy. Paste it. Okay. Active equals to S. Okay. This is the step 2. For step 1 is you need to create object. Right. With the a class name, object name is equal to dynamic memory allocation and the class name. And by using this object name, we are going to access the class. Okay. So now what is the step 3 here? You need to use the DML. Once the values has been assigned, so these are the values. So if you open any one of the account, see here when you click on this new button, see I'm going to assign some values here. So like this rating equals to hot, like this I'm going to assign some values. Right? Like the same way, not from the UI screen. From the backend Apex class, by using Apex class, I am going to insert a record. Right? By using Apex class, I am going to insert a record. So once the values has been assigned, so these are the values. So what are the mandatory fields? Please use to mention those mandatory fields also. Right? Has been supplied. Then insert the record into the database. So what is the DML statement here? Insert. Insert. So what is the object name? So now all these values are in this ACC. Right? So ACC, insert ACC. Right? So this new is nothing but dynamic memory allocation. So I am going to store these values inside this ACC. So now I'm going to insert this ACC. Automatically, all these values are assigning to this variables and inserting that particular record inside the database. Let me check whether it is inserted or not. Let me check one if condition. If after insertion, one ID will be created, right? Whenever any record is created inside the Salesforce, ID will be created. When ACC dot ID not equals to null, right? If not equals to null, that means some ID should be created, right? Then only it should enter. If ID is created, then show me that ID. System dot debug account record created successfully, right? System dot debug account ID is okay. ACC.ID. That's it. After insertion, ID will be generated. So that ID I am going to show. Right? In the printing statement, I am going to show that ID. Okay. Now execute it. Let me check whether it is inserted or not. Success. Open it. See here, account created successfully. This is the ID. Let me check this ID. Copy this ID. Go to the Salesforce and paste it here. Okay. Now see here, Apex test account should be created. See details. Account name, Apex test account. Rating equals to heart. Now come down. Industry, education. So 4590 something. Right? And come down. Active equals to yes. Right? So these are the values. And some backend, let me open this. So I have given industry equals to finance, right? But why this particular value is updated? So it is see here, description updated from flows. So there is a one flow when we are discussing the flows topic. So I have updated this logic here. So whenever some conditions are given, so this particular industry is updated and this particular description is also going to update. See here, updated from flow. This record is created by me, right? Created by me, but it is updated from flow. Got it? So it is created with industry equals to finance, but it is updated from finance to education. Okay, so turn off those flows, whatever the flows we have created for testing purpose. So all the, see, this is also flow only, I think. So all these are flows. So turn off these flows and you can check. Right, how to turn off? See here, if you open this account object, come down, see flow triggers are there. Open this flow triggers. See total 2 flows are there. Update account industry. If you see here, update account industry and a description. Right, while discussing the flows, I have used this update account. Just open this and make it as inactive. That is the reason instead of finance, it is updating as, see, update account industry. Okay. Now let me deactivate it. Okay. Deactivate it. Now go back. Again, Apex test account, let us say 2. Now finance hot some values. Okay. This is 55. Now insert it again. Let me check whether it is correctly created or not. Open this. Click on this debug only. See here, created successfully. Open this. Come here. Enter. That's it. See here, Apex test account 2. So what is the industry here? Finance. Okay. Rating equals to hot. And what is the value? See, annual revenue. All these are from formula fields. Now you got it right. So active equals to S. Like this, we can create the records from the backend. Right? So do prepare all this, some of the example, like prepare some of the records in contacts. So insert some of the records in leads, insert some of the records in cases. Okay. So do practice all these things. In the next class, we are going to discuss related, how to insert related records. Right. So let us say I'm inserting any contact, right, or account. So for account, there are number of childs are there. What are the childs? Contact is a child, opportunity is a child, case is a child, right? Or these are some child objects. So whenever I am inserting an account, automatically the child records also should be inserted inside the database. How we are going to perform this? So that we are going to discuss in the next class. So creating related records. So today we have seen how to create a records inside the Salesforce by using ORM feature. Right? In the next class, we are going to see how to create related records. Okay, that's it for today. So if you have any doubts at any point of time, just mention in the comment section. Okay. Thank you.